Wow, a lot of comments already.
Let's go.
Right?
Yeah, we got Tsitsipas, Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer the long neck on the way out. Carla's idea.
I like this guy. It's definitely Nadal.
Yeah, he didn't sound like that today though.
No,
or yesterday. Day before.
That's definitely Djokovic. This is definitely, yeah, he's missing a leg too, so that would definitely be Federer.
That's that knee. It's that knee.
It's the knee.
All right.
Holy shoot, I didn't even think about that.
It's that
See,
knee.
the knee is like not there anymore.
It's that knee.
And then this would be Tsitsipas. That's funny.
All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, lock in. All right, hello, welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. If we cut out, we will start a part 2. The internet here where we live, sometimes we'll cut out randomly. If that happens, we'll start a part 2. Sorry in advance if that occurs. Don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe, especially if you are going to be playing for the Wimbledon $250 and the fantasy team giveaway, or excuse me, a tennis racket giveaway or the fantasy team competition. Make sure to subscribe for that, and we have already put out the video for Wimbledon already. It starts in about, what?
2 weeks.
14 days or something?
June 28th.
So check that video out. All the rules are there, okay? Mm-hmm. Shout out to my oldest daughter of 5 children, Liliana, who wrote another Told You, and also the Serbian flag.
Yeah, she did that today.
Spanish girl drawing a Serbian flag. Let's go.
Well, she likes all of them. She's not really a big fan of all of them. She likes all of them. She watches all of them play. So.
All right, the most important part of the final show is not necessarily the match. It's a thanks to all of you. Mm-hmm. Carla and I, if you're new to the channel, we have 5 children and we coach tennis full time, and we also string and have 5 kids, and they're out for the summer from school. Well, the oldest one's in college. And we do this. So this is an escape per se from the daily grind. We enjoy it. We love it. 3 years ago, we sat out on the back porch and said, hey, let's talk about some dark horses for Wimbledon. That was 3 years ago, basically now. So thanks all of you, because without you, there is no us. Carla?
Yes. Hit the likes. I see there's like 40 of you guys. I appreciate it if you guys would hit the likes. It helps out a lot. What are we going to start with? I didn't get to watch the match as it was happening. I got to listen to it on the radio, but then when I got home and it rained, I actually watched the match because I wanted to see exactly what happened. I had a few comments about some people saying that Djokovic wasn't playing well, but I actually thought he played well. I just thought he played better after the bathroom break.
Truthful question. Truthful question. Do any of you have the self-discipline? We had to teach early this morning, and so we couldn't watch the match live, but do any of you have the self-discipline or enough of self-discipline to record a match and then while you're working, actually not catch the scores and then go home and then tune out the scores and then watch it as it unfolds, or do you cheat?
I cheat. I definitely. I mean, I think we had Cam on, right?
Yes.
And I had also the French Open radio because I think they do a really great job.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it. I was teaching quite a few lessons. He wasn't feeling well today, so he wasn't really quite there. And so he was listening to a little bit, but it's not the same watching it, as listening.
Yeah.
You can see better what's going on. I just wanted to see why Tsitsipas won the first 2 sets, and then Novak did the same thing. Well, not as bad as Musetti, with the 6-1, 6-0, and 4-0 walkover. I wanted to see what happened. Was it stamina? Was it that Novak was playing better? What was it? So that's why I decided to watch the match.
And watch that we did. I'm glad we didn't have to sit through the commercials because we were able to fast forward it. Mm-hmm. We did have, or Cam Williams did have one of our students during her lesson today saying unbelievable.
I think I just saw her riding her bike past our house. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we did not have the self-discipline to cheat on the scores. We came home and watched it. We knew what the results already were. But there was a shocking statement that Carla mentioned to me. We were feeding balls. Actually, she was. And Carla made a statement while she was feeding balls. And she made it out of the blue. and I felt like she deserved a thumping for this one. Okay, so tee off, batter up, let's go. She said, while feeding balls, that quote unquote, she would rather have Sasha. I was going to say.
I didn't say that during that.
Yeah,
You're
you did.
a liar.
She said she would rather have Sasha Zverev win Wimbledon or anything other than Novak.
No,
Djokovic.
I didn't say that during the lesson.
Yes, he did.
Justin, you got that wrong because I actually said that when I got home after watching the match. I actually said Nolan has 19. He deserves it. He should have had 20, really, 20, you know, because he messed up at the U.S. Open. And he almost messed up again, almost hitting a cameraman again. I said, but I don't want to see him. And I'm sorry, guys. I know you love Djokovic. I don't want to see him pass Federer. And I don't want to see him pass Nadal. So I said, I'd rather puppy hater win Wimbledon, but I don't think that's going to happen. But after watching Tsitsipas play today, personally, I thought Tsitsipas would lose in 3 sets. I think I said it yesterday. I thought that Novak would, steamroll him. I thought after beating Nadal.
He did steamroll him once he got warmed up.
Well, it took him. Have you noticed that Novak's taken a long time to beat opponents? Have you noticed that Novak before would beat these opponents in 3 sets? And he's kind of had long sets now. Almost in every tournament, long. Ryan Mason pointed out that he went 5 sets against Thiem at the Australian Open.
Do I sense an excuse maker?
No, there's not. What excuse? I'm just saying these guys are getting older. Nadal's getting older. Federer is old. Djokovic is getting older. He won, but it's not as easy. He has to fight for it. He had to fight. This guy made him fight. This 22-year-old made him fight for this tournament, and he won it. Well deserved. He fought his way back. He came back fresh. He came back smarter. He came back being the number 1 player. I mean, he deserves it. But Tsitsipas showed us that he's very close to winning a slam, and closer than anyone, in my opinion.
Dollar short, day late, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Second place doesn't count. But what I mean is he's proved it. I didn't know that he was so ripped. I was looking at his shirt, and I told Justin, I said, homeboy here looks good. I was like, he's got a good build. You can see the muscle structure in his back. He fought. He tried. One-handed backhand was beautiful to see in a final. I mean, he's got the balls to win.
Do we need a reminder, Carla, that, correct me if I'm wrong, and I have it written here, this is 3 pages ahead, so I'm going to go back because we're jumping way far ahead, but please don't forget that, yes, I am a Federer fan, I am, but the proof is in the pudding.
That is the funniest comment I've read.
What? Read it.
Willie stresses, I'm backing Satan for Wimbledon now. Novak getting to 20, just not tennis. Sorry, Justin.
Good.
He's backing up Satan.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Here's a couple things to remember when we're talking about now that Djokovic is knocking on the door for his 20th. He has 19 now. He could potentially tie and pass the other Ventes, Nadal and Federer here shortly. But I want to remind everybody, and this is, I'm going to rewind to come back to this. But does anyone need to be reminded that Djokovic leads Federer 27-22 all-time head-to-head. Nadal leads Federer 24-16 all-time head-to-head. And Djokovic leads Nadal all-time head-to-head 30-28. And he just got his 19th on Nadal's back porch. Or actually in his kitchen. He's serving breakfast in there. And he got beaten serving breakfast, biscuits and gravy all up in the kitchen. So yeah, it's time to start talking goatee and horns because the goat is going bah.
Obviously,
he's making noise now.
Yeah, he's definitely making noise.
He's making noise.
But I'm sure he's kicking himself in the ass because he would have been at 20. Realistically, he would have been at 20. Spicy Salami says, not related to pro tennis, but what's your favorite surface to play on? Hardcourt, hands down. I love Nadal, but I hate, and I repeat, I hate clay. Hate it.
Hardcourt for sure.
It's so boring to me. Like Ryan said, he sent me a message. He said, doesn't it feel like the French Open's taking like a month? I said, yeah. I think to me personally, the clay season is just too long. You have the grass that's coming up in 2 weeks, boom, and done. For me, hardcourt, my favorite tournament of all time, I'm a New Yorker, born in Queens, is the US Open.
So you would be a bigger proponent of having the clay court season as brief as the grass season, having the grass season or hard court season as long as the clay season. Now, don't forget the hard court season spans from as we run into the U.S. Open series, into the U.S. Open, and then into the following year.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying that I feel like Wimbledon should be given they should give you a lot more tournaments to warm up for the surface. I feel like 2 weeks is not enough for grass. Just as much as they give for clay, maybe they should make it equal. Hard for Australian, equal. Hard for clay surface equal, grass surface equal going into the U.S. Open. I feel like grass is completely ignored.
Well, there's a business model behind this, and it's called logistics, and it's called the wherewithal to still make a lot of money, at least from the tournament's perspective. You have climate. You can't go running an entire club like the all Wimbledon or all England club. You can't put 25 or 40 all grass courts with irrigation underneath them in Dubai. You probably could, but I don't think it would be worth the return, because who's going to travel over there in terms of a hub over there? It's going to be tough to sell tickets. Anyway, grass is harder to maintain. It's harder to keep. Now, you could have some type of synthetic surface that emulated or was close to the composition of grass, and you could probably do that anywhere. AstroTurf. Have you ever played on AstroTurf, by the way?
Yes.
When you slide on AstroTurf, you slide, and if you go up to shake your opponent's hand at the net, you'll shock them. Pow! You're like, damn, don't shake my hand at the net. But playing on grass from a tournament organizer's perspective, and from a person that is actually trying to make money or benefit off of having the tournament in the first place, grass is a very tough surface to keep up and to make fresh. It takes them at Wimbledon all year long to make the tournament right.
Yeah. Going back to someone's comment, a more joker says he already is the GOAT, double career slam and double career masters, most weeks at number one, positive head to head against biggest rivals. What do you guys need more to admit it? I mean, I'm not saying Novak doesn't deserve to be called a GOAT.
Don't say guys, plural. I'm with you.
No, I don't think.
What do you?
I'm not saying that. He doesn't deserve to be called GOAT. He still has to reach 20. Yeah, he's got the better record than Federer and Nadal. Absolutely. He's got the more number one rankings than anything.
All he has to do now, in my opinion alone, is just tie. Is just get the 20.
Yes.
Just get one more, which he'll get.
And I hope that he never gets it. Sorry.
See,
Djokovic.
this is what I'm telling you.
Never. Every time someone plays, I will always root for the other person.
Yeah.
I don't want Federer's record being passed for Nadal, who reached it for the clay.
Yeah.
I am always, I don't care what you guys, and I want to make you mad. I'm always going to root for the other player. I don't care if it's like Schwartzman. I don't care if it's Puppy Hater. I don't care if it's Medvedev. I don't care who it is. I'm rooting for that person.
I'm saying let's go. Let's get that 20 at Wimbledon right now. Let's get that 20 at Wimbledon. Let's get it done with. If not, the U.S. Open will work. That's fine.
Oh, so now you're penciling.
All he needs is the 20.
B-Dog tells me, he's got 2 years. He can win this, that. So now you're saying pencil in Australian Open 20. So you're waiting for the Australian Open, B-Dog. So you change your mind, huh?
B-Dog, don't you think? I think this year Djokovic will have 20.
Kyrgios, he'll never win a slam.
Yeah.
He'll never win a slam. That's a joke. Never.
Well, Kyrgios just doesn't have the self-discipline to put in the work. That's pretty straightforward.
Oh,
right?
Man, yeah.
But Djokovic will get 20 this year. Look.
I don't hate Novak. He's not my favorite player. Much respect. The guy is a beast. The way he plays, incredible. The mental. One thing about him that maybe a lot of players should follow, the whole stretching thing. I never stretch, and that's good advice. The guy's always stretching, and you can tell when he's hitting. He's so loose. He's so, he could stretch and stuff. Great advice for those guys, those young guys who are trying to get in the tour and stuff. Follow his routine, because this guy is lean. He obviously has the right diet. He obviously has the right mentality. Aside from me not wanting him to win another one, he is the greatest. I think sorry. Just like this, when I watch basketball,
can I ask you a question,
just like
Carla?
when I watch basketball, I used to hate Michael Jordan. I want anybody beating Michael Jordan.
Because you were a New York Knicks fan, and they always beat your Knicks. She's not.
It has nothing to do with the person. It has to do that I have my favorite. Just like you can't stand certain players. You hate Aaron Rodgers. You can't stand.
I don't hate him. He just made my boy.
Like Nadal.
He just made my boy Brett Favre
just
look
like
garbage.
Nadal. You don't like him, not because he's a bad person, because you don't like him. Period.
Okay, can I ask you 2 questions, Carla?
Yes.
First of all, you mentioned that you didn't like Michael Jordan when you were from. Can I finish without you interrupting? You're an expert. Can you just please give me 15 seconds? Because you like to yap like damn Charlie Brown's teacher. Just hold up a second. Mm-hmm. You were born in New York, lived in Brooklyn, and you're a Queens, and you're a Knicks fan. It's because of Michael Jordan, the Bulls, during those 3, and then skip a year or 2, and then another 3, that your Knicks look like garbage with your boy that used to like, what was his name? He was light skinned. What was his name?
Starks.
John Starks. There you go. You are all over that. But Jordan made you pay. So don't tell me you didn't like Michael Jordan because of it. Your Knicks just sucked. You not liking Djokovic for some reason is obviously
because I like Nadal.
No,
period.
It's personal.
It's not personal. If I can teach a young kid to be a fighter like him, I would. It has nothing to do with him, guys. I have a player, just like when I had Sampras. I hated Agassi. I always wanted Sampras to beat him. Always. Steffi Graf, same thing. I never wanted anyone to reach Steffi Graf's. When Monica Seles came in, I didn't like that she was beating her. I liked Steffi Graf. That's who I like. Has nothing to do personally. I think it's great what he's doing. You can't take away the tennis from him. I mean, he is amazing at it, obviously, and I like the fact that he finally didn't smash a racket and gave it to a kid. I thought that was kudos to him. I said, geez, you should do that more often because there's millions of kids that wish they could have a tennis racket and play tennis. I'm sure in Serbia, where there's many poor kids, instead of smashing that racket, give it to them. I mean, he made that kid's life.
Yeah.
He'll never forget that.
Over the past 3 years, Carla and I have given a lot of crap to any player that smashes a racket. Smashing rackets, again, I guess wouldn't be such a big deal to us, but people like my father, by the way, who's 82 years young and has coached the sport and been around it all over the world since long before I was born, and children that we have come across in our lifetimes that play barefooted and desert regions of Africa, for crying out loud, that are hitting with still wooden rackets with broken strings, and they still make it look pretty darn good, and they're working hard. So for a long time, we've given grief to every player. Djokovic sure is one of them, and there's a ton more. Coco Gauff the other day, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like seeing that.
But Djokovic learned something. He's always had my respect, and even more today. Let's go, Djokovic. Come on, Nole. Let's go. By the way, the other day I was watching Cam Williams' show. He does a great job, but I put $5 so he'd read. But it was like a robot that read it off, and I was like go Serbia, let's go Djokovic, because I felt like he deserved a little bit more credit. But anyway,
again, there's nothing wrong with someone being a fan of someone. I mean,
but what I'm saying is he got even more respect because today, two things happened at the end of this match. Number one, he didn't jump in the dirt and start doing snow angels like your boy Rafa after he's won 37 million of these damn things. He simply looked at his camp, let's go, went up to the net, shook hands, got that out of the way, and then he made a little bit of noise. And then on top of that, he gave his racket to a young child.
That was awesome.
Let's go.
And there's nothing wrong with someone throwing themselves. Some people get down and cry. Man. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, I'm not disrespecting Novak. Much respect to what the guy has done. Amazing that when he started his career, he couldn't even get a match done. I mean, many players used to make fun of him, many, including Federer. They didn't think that he would do anything with tennis, and he has. And now he's just like right behind him with better records. No disrespect to him. That's just not my favorite player. I respect his game. And if he passes, he passes. Great for him. Does he have the best records? Yes. But I will always be a Nadal fan, and that's it, period.
Can I ask you?
And after watching Tsitsipas play today, for me, that. When Nadal retires, that will be my next boy right there. I love watching Tsitsipas play. I love his style. I love his look. I love the way he fights, the way he thinks out there. He's just got it all. He's got the package. Seeing him cry today is good because that means he cares. Most guys, they're like, whatever, Djokovic beat me, he's just too good. But seeing him cry means that he cares. And I think this will make him hungrier. Unfortunately for him, I think he's going to have to wait till Djokovic retires.
Okay, can I ask you a couple questions? First question, this is a quick question, you all can answer this. If Novak Djokovic ties Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer at Wimbledon or the US Open or whenever it happens, does that make him hands down the greatest of all time then?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. You can't argue it? Can I ask you a second question?
No, you can, because he hasn't also done the French and Wimbledon. I was looking at that, right? Didn't Nadal do it in Federer, the French Wimbledon? Didn't they do that?
The French Wimbledon double.
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet. So I'm sure that's the next one he wants to do.
Okay, so Roger Federer did the French Wimbledon double in 2009. Rafa, I think, might have done it. I was going to say twice, but no, I think he did it once in 2010. I think in 2010 he won the French, Wimbledon, and the U.S.
He hasn't done that.
That was the year. Wasn't that year? Rafa looked like he was shooting steroids that year. His arms were like super swole out of nowhere.
I can find out for you.
Anyway, but Okay, you already answered yes to that question. If Djokovic gets 20 and ties the other two,
He should be the greatest.
again, Roger Federer is the long neck that has no physical damage to anybody. Roger Federer.
I can't
okay?
believe you did that.
Roger Federer.
He needs to really go to a tattoo artist and have him remove that.
Okay.
You should be ashamed for having that tattoo.
But okay. So you just said a minute ago that when Nadal, or a second ago, when Nadal retired, that quote unquote Tsitsipas would be your next boy because he has that. He has that package. He has what it takes, right?
Even you watched him.
Can I finish my question?
No, because it's gonna be stupid. But go ahead.
You're impossible.
I already know when
Just
I see
can I finish the question?
I know your face features.
I'm about to give up.
Okay, go ahead, give up.
But I can't even talk.
Be a Musetti.
Okay, I'll just start cramping and walk off. Get a headache called a mind cramp. My head's cramping. Carla's griping in my ear. Okay, but Novak Djokovic has a better package than all of them.
Yes.
Why don't you like him?
Because I feel more connection to the Spanish guy. Is that so hard?
But Tsitsipas is from Greece.
Djokovic is gonna retire soon, babe. He's 34.
Anyway.
I'm talking about the next generation. He's not gonna be playing on the tour till he's 45.
All right, let's take some comments on that. You got some
I
comments?
mean,
Let's
seriously,
go.
who's your boy after?
I like all people, but I think that
Who is the one
I don't have a boy
But who's
that
the
I'm like,
one?
oh, I
What
love you,
player?
and I have to
Not
follow
I
you.
love you, but what player you enjoy watching? I never enjoyed watching Andy Murray. I feel bad for him, but I could just never like the guy. And nothing on him personally. I just never liked him. He was hard to like. You know, there's a lot of players that are hard to like. I can see it happen much later in his career that I started liking Federer too. So who do you like?
Can I answer that question,
Sure.
or am I going to get 3 words out and then you're going to start yapping in my ear for another 20 minutes?
I'll keep yapping.
Okay. If I can't answer a question, I'll just be quiet.
Go ahead.
I don't sit in front of some screen or sit in front of one tennis match and get hooked on one player. That's not me. I like every player. They've made it to where I've dreamed to have made it, right? Mm-hmm. Plain and simple, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if someone gets hot and they're in it to win it and they're fighting harder than everybody on tour, then I'm in it. Let's go. Then the reason why they are winning majors is because they're the hot one. They're the best one. They're the GOAT, right? I'm not going to jump on board of, the first person that gets hot and start going, oh, he's got what it takes. By the way, Carla, when I first met Carla, do you know who she said who was hot and was going to be #1 in the world? Alexander Dolgopolov. Now, don't take too much crap from her.
And he said Dimitrov.
But Dimitrov
who never won.
Dimitrov at least made it to what? 6 in the world?
Yeah.
Dolgopolov just looked like garbage the whole time.
He had potential. He had injuries.
Man.
I mean, you always loved. You loved what's her name? That played Lisicki. Where is she now?
Didn't Lisicki make a Wimbledon final? She got hurt.
And lost to a double-hander on both sides who couldn't play tennis.
Okay.
Shut up. He does have a boy. He used to come running home to watch Federer when we first met.
But now it's Djokovic.
Shut
Is that
up.
a problem?
Is
that a problem?
When we first
Is that
met,
a problem?
you had a Federer book for me, and you put "I love you" in it. It was a Federer book. You gave me freaking. This guy was obsessed with Federer, and I used to laugh. I've never been obsessed with Nadal. I don't own any gear from Nadal. I don't.
Okay.
I wouldn't even put a tattoo on myself.
While you are still dwelling in the past. You're still dwelling in the past. So 4 or 5 years ago, I knew Roger Federer was done. I've been saying it on this show for basically 3 years entirely and gotten drilled. So I retired him, and Djokovic is the next GOAT. Is that a problem?
I'm not saying it's a problem.
Is that a problem?
Is it a problem for you that I like Tsitsipas? Is it a problem that I said this guy, and I'm looking at it as a tennis player. I'm not running home to go watch someone, because guess what? I play tennis. Sometimes I get tired of playing tennis.
Me too.
I'm talking about as someone that you enjoy watching, that, if you're sitting down and you're watching a match, you can sit down through a whole match. There's some players that you just can't. Okay, you just can't. And even Rafa, there's times where I can't watch a whole match.
Like if he's playing Verdasco.
Like I can't. I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm falling asleep. Even with Djokovic, even with Federer. If Federer and Rodrigo are playing, I'm like this.
It depends on their opponent.
It depends on the opponent. Exactly.
Yeah, it depends on the opponent.
It's not that I'm running. I'm just saying, don't you think Tsitsipas, out of baby dog abuser, wife of, I don't know what.
You said you wanted him to win more than Djokovic. That's why it's extremely personal.
I don't care who it is. I could be a stick. I don't want him passing the record. Simple.
I do at this point because he's already Djokovic already owns the head-to-head. He already has beaten him at all the tournaments now in their backyards.
We're not
so
arguing.
Just let him have it.
We're arguing. We're really not arguing. Seriously.
This is
you
how
know,
we
the
roll.
other story that I like hearing was that I was hearing Tsitsipas' story. Dad's a coach, was a coach, instructor. Mom was number 1 junior.
Yeah,
and then she became an instructor. And they met, which kind of reminds me of us. And little Tsitsipas was 3 years old at their club, you know, where they taught playing tennis. So it kind of reminded me of Justin. And I said, you know what? My son has a one-handed backhand. He's got the long hair. He's got the good looks, not because he's my son. I said, maybe this can happen for him. And then you hear about Djokovic, you know, that his dad was, I guess, a good skier or something like that, his family members.
Well, they wanted Djokovic to be a skier.
And he learned at 3 years old, which
yeah.
would explain why he's so good with his feet and his movement.
Balance is key in skiing. Now I ski and snowboard. Snowboarding is a different set of balance, but skiing, you know, you have 2 feet, you're shifting and you're keeping on edge. And so anyway, long story short, but yeah, it's very synonymous. It's very synonymous with Carla and I. We have 5 children, but we met. I was a certified coach, and she was getting her certification. So she was looking for some help in the area to kind of walk her through it. Long story short, that happened. We met, and the rest is history. And we have trained every one of our kids since very, very young, for the most part.
Yeah.
So I get why you take to that.
I take to that because it reminds me of our son and what, you know, he's put a lot of work. Give credit to Tsitsipas. I really didn't think it was going to go to 5 sets. Honestly, I thought, you know, from the first game that you watch of the match, Novak already had break points.
Yeah.
He put the pressure on Tsitsipas from the first game.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if he breaks him here, he's going to win. He's going to run right through him. And kudos to Tsitsipas because he got broken again at 5-4.
Yeah.
And Tsitsipas fought back. And usually tiebreakers, to me, I think Djokovic is very tough to beat on tiebreakers, even though lately he hasn't been winning them. But I thought, man, this is going to be tough for Tsitsipas. How is he going to be able to keep up with that?
For 5 sets.
For 5 sets. And I still didn't believe after the second set, listening to it on the radio, that it was going to do that quick.
So,
I didn't.
Yeah, we had Djokovic and we had Tsitsipas. This is kind of how it went down. Okay, listen, check this out, though. Do you know, Carla, when I knew this match was over? Well, I knew it was over. Well, I told you it would be before it started. However, when I watched it, and I'm like, oh, shoot, you know, he's down 2 sets. The third set started, and it was, I think, around 2-1 or 1-1, something like that in the third set. Okay, so I'm like, okay, he's down 2 sets, but that's okay. 1-1 in the third set. And what I noticed is, and you all tell me if you watch this match or even listen to it, the Tsitsipas started hitting a lot of drop shots, or more drop shots than normal, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a one-handed player, and believe me, I am an absolute testament for what happens when I start hacking a lot of drop shots. I love playing the drop shot game. Ask Carla, that's one of my main weapons for her because she has less net game than I do, so I like to bring her in. Anyway, long story short, is when Stefano started hacking drop shots a lot, some of them he would make, some of them he would miss. But what happens when we get tired, Carla? We tend to start hacking the ball a little bit, and I'm like, oh shit. Djokovic is now starting to play a little bit better. Not that he was playing bad, but his level increased. He was already playing at a high level, but his level went from high to peak level. Mm-hmm. And Tsitsipas went from playing at peak level to hitting, hacking drop shots. That's when, and I wrote this here. I'll tell you what I even wrote. Carla was teaching a little. I didn't feel very well early this morning. I did, but I had to come in. And I went right back out, and I wrote here, I wasn't feeling well this morning. Still not 100%, but I'm going back to the courts. I came home from sweltering heat. It was like 105 heat index today. And I came inside and got on the air conditioning for a bit. Djokovic down 2 sets. Early in the third, Tsitsipas starting to hit lots of drop shots. Lazy tennis, tired tennis, or push-to-finish tennis. So I'm going back to the court. It's over. I wrote that and I quote, and I have 3 more pages written in front of that. So what I'm saying, that was my thoughts when it happened. He's hacking drop shots. It's over. Even though he's down 2 sets, I'm going back to the courts.
When I heard that he got broken in that long, someone said it here, Anastasia, 77, the 12-minute game where Tsitsipas got broken, totally messed his mind. I agree. I was listening to it on the radio, and honestly, you know what I did? I put the music on. I thought too, it's over. Hey. I said that game was crucial, just like for Nadal. the third set was crucial for him. Had he won that, I feel like Novak wouldn't even be holding this trophy right now.
Can I give a shout out real quick to Anastasia77?
Sure.
I wrote this down. However, she sent a message earlier today that she may not be able to stay up because she had exams tomorrow. Let's go. Education is always paramount. I kid you not. That is number one. I mean, we drive tennis into our kids' faces, believe me. But education is paramount. And I mean, Excelsior. Good luck on your exams. By the way, this show was initially planned for 7. We got rained out, and Carl and I were saying, well, we can leave it at 7. And I said, well, geez, Anastasia, she's got exams, so let's push it back. So for you, we're here now. Let's go. Come on.
Good question, Jim. Do you think Novak can have a golden slam with 4 in 1 year? I think it'll be tough. I always said the U.S. Open is so unpredictable. There are Olympics this year.
Wait a minute. The Golden Slam is the Olympics.
Oh, it's just the Olympics. Adding the Olympics?
Okay, the calendar.
I get that wrong.
The calendar year slam is all 4 in a year.
Okay.
A Golden Slam is all 4 plus Olympics. And then another important thing within that, not quite on par with all those, is the French Wimbledon double. And that is going to start now for Djokovic.
Yeah, that's one that he's never had. When is the Olympics, by the way? Have they decided on that?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I don't know. We got June 28 Wimbledon, and then what are they doing? The Olympics in July?
Can I ask you guys a question, please, and gals? If you're Novak Djokovic right now and knowing that you can be in the record books right now as the greatest of all time with getting 20 and tying the other bozos that you're ahead of head to head, okay? If you can pass the bozos at Wimbledon, or tie them rather, and go down as the greatest of all time, do you skip the Olympics and be body preservant? Do we preserve the body, or do we try to battle through the Olympics? What if he gets hurt for the Olympics? Does anybody remember the Olympics outside of it's from your own country? No disrespect, the Olympics is huge. But if you're from, say, Romania, and
I thought that,
do you remember if
I thought for Djokovic, according to what many of his fans say, that's super important for him.
Right, it's important for anybody.
But I thought that's one thing. He lost last time, I believe, in the first round. Was it the first round, which was kind of shocking? But I think from what I've read, everybody says this is super important to him. I don't know.
Well, he should. I mean, his country's been war-torn and pounded for so many years. I'm sure he wants to put it on the map of tennis for good with a gold medal. I mean, there's nothing parallels that. But I think in terms of, a sports writer.
Everyone's saying he's gonna play it. Ryan said he doesn't have the medal. Federer has gold in doubles, Rafa in singles. I know Steffi Graf has done it. I think Serena has done it as well.
Federer never did it.
Federer
lost to Murray in the final when they did the Olympic finals at Wimbledon. I think they did it in London in 2008 or something like that.
Yeah, and as far as him, Justin asked me the question. Well, who are you gonna pick for Wimbledon? I mean, you can't be that stupid not to put Novak.
You have to be.
I'm not.
Who are you gonna pick?
I'm gonna go for somebody younger. I'm not putting Rafa.
Okay.
I'm not putting Rafa because I don't feel like he can do well.
You can't pick him.
I never do.
Yeah, he need. Rafa,
I never pick him at Wimbledon.
Rafa needs to prepare his body right now for the French Open next year because he's not getting any younger.
He's won the U.S. Open, shocking us.
He's not going to win it this year.
You never know. You said that last time he won it.
I don't know. If Medvedev develops some type of
I think Medvedev would have a good chance.
If Medvedev develops some type of prayer at the net, if he can develop some type of consistent volley and net game, then he may win the U.S. Open.
Look, Novak fans, that's all you want to hear. You want me to say, yes, he's going to win Wimbledon, but guess what?
He is going to win.
He ain't. So suck it up.
He is going to win. Let's go.
Am I a hater?
Come on,
no,
let's go.
I think it's tough to win. It's been proven that it's tough to win the French and then go 2 weeks into 2 weeks and boom, here's Wimbledon, and you're going to win.
He's going to win it.
What you want to bet?
I'll bet you anything, girl.
Anything?
Whatever you want.
Novak does not win Wimbledon.
What do you want to bet, though?
I don't know. Tell me.
I
bet Novak does not win Wimbledon.
Okay, let's ask all them.
I bet he does not win Wimbledon. He will not win Wimbledon.
Okay, if Novak Djokovic wins Wimbledon, what does Carla have to do? Let's get a vote on that. It's got to be something she can do on the show. She can dress like something.
He just won
something.
Had he not won the French, I would have said he had a chance. But I have yet to see him do that. So I'm going with statistics, and I'm going to say, just like Michael Walker said, hey, Iga's going to win singles and doubles.
And then Krejcikova did it?
Yeah. Nah, man, nah, buddy. It's not going to happen.
Look.
He is not, mark my word. He's
not. For this and only this.
Dressed like Zagreb again?
Look, I'm getting dumber hearing Carla's rationalizations. Is anybody else getting dumber
I'll
listening
put
to
a I
this?
love Djokovic shirt. That's fine. I'll even buy one myself.
How do you get it? Okay, let's
That's
figure
easy
that
to
out.
buy. They have them all over the place. I love
Okay,
Rob.
all right. If Djokovic wins Wimbledon, we will.
I'm not running naked. Screw that.
Well, if it would get pulled off YouTube. Otherwise, I'd be like, "Let's go, come on, girl, get out there." But they would
wear
pull it
a
up.
T-shirt that reads "puppy hater."
So look, we'll do this. If Djokovic wins Wimbledon, okay,
Sam Querrey wins Wimbledon.
you will get that shirt.
I will buy the shirt.
A nice Djokovic shirt so I can wear it. You'll never wear it after the show, but
No,
I'll wear
I've
it.
seen ones
Can you
with-
give me a nice
I've seen
Djokovic
ones
shirt?
with his face that they do, and
Just
I'll
give me
even
a nice
put goat.
shirt.
I'll even put goat on there for you guys. That's
But-
how sure I am.
Wait. You're missing
That's
it.
how sure
You're
I am.
making. I really want this shirt. You know, we got 5 kids. I don't get new shirts all the time, but you're betting one. At least make it a shirt that I can wear when you're done doing the show. And
I'm
don't
getting
write
a
all
nice
over
one.
a nice
No,
Djokovic
they
shirt.
design it just like I got you the Federer one.
Yeah.
They have one with his face, and I could put goat on. They put goat on. They put whatever you want on there. But I'm sure that he's not winning Wimbledon. Sorry, guys.
Okay, well, she's dead wrong. Let's
I'm
go.
not. As a matter of fact, on my fantasy group, I won't even pick him.
You're stupid. You are
I'm
stupid.
trying to bug them.
That's good.
I'm trying to bother them. I'm
Look,
just playing. I will pick him in my fantasy.
Look, for
I won't even pick Rafa in my fantasy.
Look, I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag on that. If you're playing the fantasy teams for the $50 prize for the 2 top winners, Djokovic will be the only 1-point player I'll pick. I won't pick Federer. I won't pick Nadal. I'm just going to have Djokovic, everyone else 2 points, and then 1 3-point qualifier. That's how I'm rolling into Wimbledon.
Jim Churchill has said Nadal's won French and Wimbledon back-to-back twice.
Excellent. Knowledge drop. Who said that?
Jim Churchill.
Jim Churchill. Thank you for that. The French Wimbledon double. I had no idea it would. I thought it could have happened, but didn't know it. He's done it twice. Has anyone else done it twice?
No, they've done it once.
Has
Federer has done it
anyone?
once.
Did Borg do that?
I don't think so.
Did Bjorn Borg
I
do
don't
it
know,
twice?
I don't know. I'm not. Carla's quiet. I'm not quiet. My throat is,
Oh, she was kind of going off earlier.
Man, again, I want all those people that call me haters. When Novak doesn't win Wimbledon, I want you guys to come back to the show, and I'm gonna write. You know how he told you? I told you. My daughter did. I'm gonna buy a big poster. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna put "I told you so," and then I'm gonna put the face of the winner.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. A question for everybody. Were Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer?
Borg did it.
Let me ask the question.
They said Borg did
How
it.
many times? Once, twice?
How many times
What?
did he do it? Borg 3, 4 times?
Oh, damn. Bjorn Borg in the
Did it
house.
5 times? Which number?
Holy shenanigans. Okay, listen to this. Were Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer today stopping their lives and watching this match? If Rafa Nadal was flying on a private jet somewhere or private yacht and Federer was in his, $500 million home, that's
Yes,
way too
they were
expensive for
watching.
anybody to need, would they be watching that match or just carrying on with their
No, they
lives?
were watching.
They're watching that?
Oh, of course.
Carla?
Right, Nadal? What a beast.
But Djokovic is like, get some. Get back. And then Tsitsipas is like, no, I want some. And he's like, no.
But this one kills me
And
the
then
most.
Federer.
How could you do that to Federer?
And then Djokovic took off Federer's leg a long time ago. Threw it away. Now he's like,
How could you do that to Federer? I mean, you made him look like a baby. Look at that. This dinosaur wouldn't survive. This dinosaur would get eaten up.
Okay, can we, is there any way we can kind of role play how Nadal must have been feeling during this match if he was watching it? What does he say, Carla? Can you give us, he's playing very well? And I hope
Playing incredible.
he's playing incredible. Or is he like, no, don't, is he saying explicit words in Spanish? Totally.
Oh, I'm sure he was cursing.
Can you?
I'm sure. Tsitsipas, why didn't you wear the Wawrinka shorts? You should have been like, what did Wawrinka used to do all the time? What was the sign that he used to do? You should have done that. You should have gone like this to Djokovic. You should have gotten in his face.
His face.
When he fell, I was like, ooh, too bad.
That's because, hey, that's because Stan the Man was a man.
You should have gone like this. I would have gone like this.
He wasn't scared.
I would have wore the same shorts. I would have put spots all over my face. I would have done my hair like that on purpose.
Stan the Man got pissed. He was like, what? I'm a man.
Oh, man.
I'm a man. Okay, what was Federer saying during this match? Oh, man. I already lost all my head-to-heads. Okay, but Zverev, where are you? Let me cry out.
No, him and Zverev are not. I don't believe they're buddies.
Okay, whoa. But wait a minute. We had this whole fictitious South American clay swing. But you remember this, though.
Yes.
There was this whole thing. I used to have all the Federer hats from this time, by the way. You got them for me. And so Federer's like in like South America, and there's some weird coup of the government or something, and Federer's like, I need to get out of here. And Zverev's like, it's okay, buddy. Anyway, what was Federer saying here in this match? Something like, oh man, my head-to-heads. I'm already in the hole there by both of them, and now they're both about to tie me. Something like that? Is that about what he was doing? Mm-hmm. Something like that? What do you think Federer was saying?
What Peruvian hater? Who's a Peruvian hater?
Peruvian hater?
They weren't in Peru, Qatari. I thought they were like, I thought they were in Colombia or something like that.
I may have been.
I don't think they were in Peru.
Know. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, George. Oh, you can call me hater and everything. Again,
George Rowlett?
I don't believe that a player is God. I'm not up their ass. None of the players. Just saying. Some of you guys are way up there. You need to get out.
Tripping.
Where am I from? Born in New York. Remember, my parents are from Honduras.
Honduras.
Yes.
See,
See, over there, we would have cut you. The Indians back in the day.
When we first started the show, Carla would catch a lot of grief from a lot of the OG right here, right now.
No, you're not American. You're first generation.
You have to be in America 2 generations to be American.
Karlovich wins. Honduran hater. What? Okay, come on now. Come on. Hey, at least I don't like Fidel Castro.
Anyway. All right. One more thing I noticed in this match, and this has to do with...
Oh, was your birthday? Was it your birthday? Phil Byrne, he said it was his best 40th birthday ever for me.
Who is
Happy birthday to you.
What's the name?
Phil Byrne Blair. They made many comments before.
Phil Byrne Blair?
Best 40th birthday.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phil Byrne Blair. Is that right?
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Let's go. Come on. Don't be Federer with no leg. Mm-hmm. All right? All right.
No, there's never been a... Jose P., you will never hear of a top Honduran player. Have you gone to like those third world countries? Tennis is for the rich. There's no way a middle class. There's no way a middle class or a poor person could even step in the club in Honduras.
Get their finger
I'll put it to you this way. When I came from the United States on vacation to Honduras with my dad, they were like, who are you guys? We weren't members there, but when they saw us play, they let us play. We will never see that in a long time. Mexico has a better chance, you have some players. But places like Guatemala, Honduras, Costa Rica's not that bad. Salvador, Nicaragua, Panama, we're not going to see players. You're just not. It's soccer there, baby. All soccer.
And gang members run the country.
They run the country, yeah.
So it's a matter of, hey, if you want to go play tennis, you got to be careful because there might be some dude with a machete in the woods that's going to come cut off your hand simply to take the ring on your finger because he ain't going to ask questions.
Yeah, they don't mess there.
He's just going to take it.
You've been to Tegucigalpa and San Pedro? Good for you. Yeah. My parents are both from San Pedro Sula. And Tegucigalpa was the capital, I think, or was, yeah. But again, there, I wouldn't even like my parents say, you should go visit. No thanks.
They tell me to stay away.
I wouldn't want to get my fingers cut off. I wouldn't want to get, kidnapped or my kids, they would look at, no thanks.
Yeah, over there, gringo gets off the train or the bus or something. Mm-hmm. They see a rubber ring like this, that they're not going to ask for it. They're just going to come cut your finger off. Just gig you like a frog and just leave you standing there and be like, oh, that was just a rubber ring and flip it in the woods or something. Mm-hmm. That's how they roll over there. And unfortunately, that's not the only place it's like that. There's places all over the place in the middle of genocide, name it, in certain parts of Africa and other places in
Mexico is
Europe.
just as dangerous.
Ask some of
I've been to Mexico, Carter.
Ask some of the Djokovic fans. Mm-hmm. Ask some of the Djokovic fans about genocide and war in their own countries. Ask Anja Ivanovic. Ask Helena Yankovic. Ask Tipsarevic.
Bye, Alex.
Ask all those guys. They've been through it.
Whatever, I'm going to ignore your comments.
I love you, though.
Anastasia77 said, now that the RG is over, I want to repeat my belief that Tsitsipas has to change or add a coach. He needs someone to help him with certain things in his game. and mostly his mentality.
Oh.
I agree with her.
Oh,
Very well
yes,
said.
can we freeze there with that for her?
Yeah.
Because I have a segment written here. So Anastasia just mentioned Tsitsipas and coaching. By the way, you better get an A on this exam or I'm going to be pissed. Okay, don't blame it on me.
Mm-hmm.
Preparation. Anyway, but Patrick Mouratoglou, by the way, I want to say a couple things about. Number one, I feel like, and I've been around coaching now I was born into the game, but I've coached for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's a very good coach. I feel like he's an excellent coach. Okay, he has a very good way of explaining things that are easily understandable to get someone to change their game at a high level. You know, there's an old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Sometimes he makes the metaphor so simple where you can kind of understand the change. However, I don't feel like Mouratoglou is 100% invested in the player. I think he is a lot invested in his own empire, respectively, and his own personal image, respectively. I'm not going to lie, he's a handsome dude. He's a good-looking young man. Ask Serena Williams. They used to walk down the street with their hands and he posing back pockets. Carla, have you and I ever walked down the street? You ever seen this? A guy, girl, couple walking down the street. He's got her hand in the back of his back pocket, and she's got his hand in the back of his back pocket. Shit, cheesy. You ever seen this? Like in the mall in the 90s? You'd be like, what do they call that? A PDE, a public...
We used to hold hands and stuff like that.
But did we walk with hands in each one of our back pockets with jeans on? Because that's... Okay, anyway. What I'm getting at is I think Mouratoglou is a little self-indulged.
First of all, I don't think that he can coach a male professional. This is where...
Exactly.
I think that he's good.
Yes.
To me, like when I listen to his instructions, you know how some guys are just meant to coach girls?
Yep.
They understand the women's game better. I don't feel like he can do that at that high level with a male player.
Yep.
I feel like he needs to go somewhere else. He's good for Coco Gauff. He's good for Serena.
Yep.
But he's just not good for that. You know, like some coaches are just not good with male players.
Okay. Look, not that this matters to anyone. So I do have a graduate degree in psychology, and I never used it. Whatever. I still pay student loans for this. I'm an idiot. Don't shoot me. I'm an idiot. But there's something called like an Oedipus complex, you know, and it's where the little boy always has respect for the mother. I'm not going to get into that here, but you're right. I wrote this here, Oedipus complex. So my mindset is for Mouratoglou. He's very self-indulged in a way. He's always on camera, even if he's not. And the radio announcers, we always listen to Cam Williams, and then we listen to the French Open people. I think she likes one of the lady commentators that was a player a lot. What was her name? Hanchikova or something?
I like Daniela Hanchikova. Yeah, Hanchikova.
So anyway, he's always on camera, and he's always in the announcer's commentary. Young men have an ego problem at times, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want any dude around me that outdoes my ego, especially if I'm a rising star. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want to have a coach that's hotter than me. I don't want to have a coach with more...
you think that the Patrick is hotter than Tsitsipas?
Patrick Mouratoglou is a better looking dude than Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas is still a baby. He is. Am I wrong? Who looks better, Tsitsipas or Mouratoglou? And taking into consideration that Tsitsipas...
I think Patrick is a good looking dude.
I've got a son as old as Tsitsipas. I got a son as old as Tsitsipas.
I don't think Patrick is good looking, but I think Tsitsipas is better looking, in my opinion.
Anyway,
I disagree.
I think consciously or cognitively, I don't think that a male player is going to be able to resonate to the very tip of the top with Mouratoglou. I think the female player would, because they're always like, oh, you know, he talks the right way, he looks the right way, he's got the whole package,
See,
right?
If I have,
but a boy's not gonna do that. A boy's gonna be like, man, I don't get this pretty boy.
You need someone ugly like Vajda.
Like a Vajda would work. Vajda.
So it doesn't distract you.
Yeah, Vajda needs to jump on. And by the way, also someone that needs a coach like Vajda is Felix Auger-Aliassime. Mm-hmm. Felix Auger-Aliassime needs a coach like Vajda immediately.
Yeah, he's. I think Ryan, you told me he just lost to Chilik 0-for-8. Ouch. Let me go back to see some of these comments here. Lipstick Propaganda says you two are hilarious. Thank you very much. I don't think this is what I said. So Flook 83 says I don't like Tsitsipas, especially what he said after the presser after the final.
What would he say?
Do you refer to the comment where he said, you know, Djokovic took the bathroom break, came back, and he was completely a different player? I think that's probably the comment that you're talking about. I think that you probably, and there's something, then he said, I realized today that you just don't need to win 2 sets, but you need to win 3, which is, we always said that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, can we go back to this comment someone just made, I think for the first time, about, you know, he goes, Tsitsipas said something alluding to, hey, he goes to the bathroom and comes back a different player. You can't hate on that.
He didn't say anything bad.
No, I know, but you can't even mention that because it's part of the rules. And if something is in the rule book and you may agree with it or disagree with it and then blame it on the outcome of the match,
blame it though.
I understand that, but just to mention it is alluding to that. And I think that's what their comment is about. Like, why even mention that?
I listened to the comment and he said I was playing well, you know, and then you know, he took his bathroom break just like he did with Musetti. And after that, he came back a different player. Sometimes I wonder too about Djokovic. What do you do? He's probably meditating, going,
come on, quick, you gonna smile?
You know, I don't know what he does, but he comes back different. That's a fact.
All right, so a couple things that we noticed about this is my second oldest daughter, Gabriella. You okay?
See, and I would never let a coach like Patrick teach them.
You want to come in this one?
You want outside? See, Justin, I want an ugly coach. I want an ugly coach to teach my daughters. That way, they're not distracted.
And this is my oldest daughter, Liliana. So I think you're fixing to go out to group, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, she's the next player to come up. All right, you're out of here. Mm-hmm. All right, see ya.
Let me go back to some comments here. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to pick a comment here. Okay, Danielle is great. Okay, Simone.
Come up here, buddy.
Okay, Elise. Jack Nolte, I thought that Patrick married a younger version of Serena and they have a baby. Am I wrong? No, they have a baby. Patrick, Ryan Meister said Patrick would hold hands with Patrick. He loves himself that much.
What's your dinos?
Let's see. Yes, Patrick has the swag. Would be a good fit for Steph.
JD2, Justin Jr. right here. Let's go.
LC says, I've known a few good-looking coaches that have affairs with the students. It's common.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at.
Very common.
Yeah, it's very common.
I remember when I was training, and I was training with my coach, and we took a break from each other. I had another coach hitting guy, that came in. I was 18 years old and he was like in his 40s. And I was distracted because of how good looking he was, you know? He was blonde, he was a man, 40s, knew about the world.
Yep.
And my mom said, no, we're not doing that. She's like, I see something here that I don't like.
Yep.
And you know, and you're young, you'll be taken advantage of.
Yep.
So she put a stop to it. So that's why I will never hire a good-looking coach for my daughters.
Yeah, also, too, and I don't want to bring up any personal family things, but my sister was a fine tennis player. She gave, turned in the rackets a long time ago, but my sister, when she was, I want to say she was probably like 12 or 13, was under kind of the orders of my dad or against my mom to start traveling with a coach, and my mom didn't want that to happen. So my mom was like, no, my daughter at this age is not traveling with this old man to go anywhere. And then my dad's like, yes, she is. So these type of things, by the way, coaches traveling with daughters are not only something you have to look at, like, you really have to study that, because young girls sometimes
they do.
Yeah,
they fall for that.
They fall for this stuff. It's bad too.
There's a lot of good-looking coaches out there, by the way.
Yeah,
a lot. It's dangerous. Even college coaches. They're very young and they're good looking. I mean, you have to be careful with your daughters because, you know, I mean, these guys know, they've been around. I don't know. Anyways, let's change the subject.
Yeah, we'll change the subject. When you see me get up, by the way, our camera, it's the best we can do is my cell phone. And if I don't go over there and tap the screen, and I have my screen settings on the longest before it goes dark. So if I don't go over there and tap the screen, it fades out. But I saw a message from James Churchill. He asked a question that said, did Djokovic take a bathroom timeout during the Nadal match? It's a very good question.
I don't think he did. I thought it was Nadal who took a bathroom.
Okay, what I'm getting at is we can't ask ourselves those questions anymore. Now, when I was a kid playing in juniors, you know, the thought of leaving the court to take a bathroom break, if it was, you know, if you split sets in 2 out of 3, that was okay. But other than that, you weren't going anywhere. Am I right or wrong?
Where did Nadal go?
Justin took him. So what I'm saying is it's part of the rules. So, you know, it's a great question, but at what end? What you get what I'm saying? Some players will abuse. Look, in basketball, some players will draw the foul and act, and some players won't. It's just, unfortunately, it's part of the rules.
I like here what I was telling you. I was listening to the commentators, Maria Carrillo.
Yeah.
She said, the older players have a big advantage. Example, Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. They have a huge camp. They have every type of trainer because they can afford it, so they can keep playing tennis longer. She said, unfortunately, that's not the same case for most people in the tour, right?
Exactly.
It's not.
Exactly. You can't tell me also that every player on tour, we've talked about this before. We've done a whole show on it. I'll use myself as example, and I've talked about this 1,000 times before. I had an opportunity to string at the U.S. Open as part of an apprenticeship for stringers at majors, and I did that a couple of years. And almost every time I would be able to hit a ball. In other words, hit a tennis ball. I was there to string, and I'm like, I want to hit a tennis ball. I've been stringing for hours on end, days on end. I would always find a way to hit with people, but the people I was hitting with were top 10 players, nutritionists, trainers, physical therapists, and etc. So Justine Henin was one of them. I never saw Justine Henin, but I was sure hitting balls with her nutritionist and trainer. What I'm getting at is there's not many players on this planet that can afford to travel with an entourage of physical therapists, trainers, nutritionists, sports psychologists, whatever it may be. And that's another thing that separates the mega rich or the naturally best that can afford that winning tournaments early.
Right.
You have to be naturally good to start getting the bankroll. And
George said ugly guys are the best coaches. Agree.
I agree.
Because they don't take shit. They don't care. They're not there
right?
to sweet talk you or talk to you in a way they want to hear. They don't give a shit. They're going to yell at you.
Yeah, we know a coach around here that is like 3 feet tall and tucks his shirt in, puts some mousse all in his hair, wears these glasses, and just,
Ryan, you know him.
He's nothing but an act. And you know that when you watch students that serve at an intermediate level, but they still look like a beginner because they're serving with a semi-Western grip and they have no idea how to put together a point because they're just told to hit it really hard and hopefully it goes in.
Dropped off the kids. That's funny.
Anyway.
I went to the bathroom to drop off the kids.
And who said that?
David Bullock.
That's okay, bro.
Maybe he needed that. Yeah.
I know what it means. All right.
Jack Nolte said, if after career Big Three and Serena is done, would any of them make good coach?
Probably not.
No, because they're not going to want to do it.
Let's explain that.
They got so much money.
It's beyond that.
They played so much tennis. They're probably burned out.
It's beyond that. Let's look at it this way. Carl and I are coaches and we're players. But after we've spent 6, 7, 8 hours in the sun all day, maybe 6, 7, 8, or maybe 25, 30 days in a row, and then, and our own children tossed into the mix, sometimes someone's like, hey, do you want to, go play tennis? We're like, no, we make up an excuse so we don't sound like an asshole because they won't get it. But at the same time, if you are a player and playing your entire life, I think there has to be some type of mindset that says, I got enough money where I can pay someone else to do this that has just as much patience as those that taught me. But I'm the player. Sometimes I think
they're asking if they would be good.
That's what I'm saying. I think sometimes the best players don't make the best coaches. The best coaches tend to be non-players. Am I right or wrong? Bill Belichick was never a great football player. I don't think he played at all. Nick Bollettieri, was he ever a great tennis player? I don't think so at all.
Hey, Carteri, you said we should put a Djokovic poster?
Buy one.
Hey, go ahead and send it to me.
Thing.
Send it to me. All you Djokovic that love him, that praise him.
But they may not know what this is for.
Send me the poster. I will put it up here for you.
You may not know what this is for. If you're new to the channel, about a year ago now, almost, in September, this house was destroyed by a hurricane. You can see some of the videos out there. We do weather videos. The house was destroyed, and I told everybody that once we were able to move back into our house, and that we are just doing, that I would leave this wall empty. It used to have strings all over it, and my stringing room was right here. But I said, from now on, I'm going to leave the wall blank, and I'm going to hang up things on my wall that people send. They can autograph it, put their signature or a little message, and that's what we'll have back here. So the only person at this point right now to send anything is Ethan D.A. in New York. Let's go. And he sent this Roger Federer hat with "Let's go, Ethan" on it. So that's the only thing that's there.
I don't care what you send. You could even
send
me
whatever you want.
You can send me a hate letter, and I will put it up there for you.
We'll put it there for you. But that's what the wall. That's the wall.
Go for it.
That's the wall of fame or the wall of shame.
Yes.
Or the wall of hellos or what's ups.
Whatever you want to send. You can send a picture of yourself with Djokovic, whatever, something, whatever. I don't care what player it is. It could be Sam Querrey for all I
don't care.
Yeah.
It can be you hitting it. It can be anything. It can just be you with a peace sign or something.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, a lot of you ask us privately, how do we get in touch with you for a more personal type of experience? Number one, if you expand the description of this video, there should be a link to our Facebook page there. And if you don't see it, or maybe that's, you're like me, I don't see stuff very well because I wear 3-inch contacts. We're on Facebook 2 ways, 5K Tennis, 5K space tennis, or Justin, Justin space Carla, Carla space Davis, Davis on Facebook.
Postage is expensive.
We'll pay for it. We'll pay for it.
Anna Kournikova, go for it.
We'll pay for the postage. Just let me know what the postage will be. I can even send you a label because we buy and sell things on eBay. Cam Williams does that too, by the way. That's how, I met Cam Williams by, I had no idea Cam Williams did tennis videos until I stumbled across him shopping at a thrift store in Australia. And we do that. When the season gets slow, because our lessons slow down, we go to thrift stores, garage sales, and then we buy stuff and sell it on eBay. And that's actually how I came across Cam Williams.
Carla likes Novak also, but she will not admit it.
She does. I think that's right. I think he knows. I think that's right. But guys, look, if you want something on the wall here, and it's not like a huge thing, and the postage isn't like $100 or something, let me know. Send us a personal message.
Send me something.
I'll
send
pay
you the
for your
money,
postage.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it. I'll send you I won't send you the money. I'll send you the pre-done label.
Yes.
So I can go onto U.S. Postal Service. I can go onto FedEx. I can go onto UPS, and I can type in your address, the weight of whatever you're shipping, and I can buy the label and email you the label. All you have to do is print it, attach it to the box, and ship it.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Seriously, I will put anything you want. It doesn't matter to me. I have not, again, I don't care who you like, whatever. We all like different people. That's why we are special. That's what makes the world special. We can't all like the same person,
Yeah, and right now I need to call out bullshit on Apostolos Tsitsipas. I wrote this here. I got to get to it.
What?
I'm calling out bullshit on Apostolos Tsitsipas. We know that Apostolos is Tsitsipas' father. Why am I calling out bullshit on Apostolos? Okay? I don't want to get into the whole pandemic and the COVID thing. Everyone has different thoughts on that. We are done with that here. There's no restrictions. We've had people say, why aren't you and this young lady next to you wearing masks? She's my wife. We have 5 children. You know how that goes. It takes a whole lot closeness than maskness. Anyway, Tsitsipas' father has always been called out for coaching from the sideline. Mm-hmm. He always gets coaching on the sideline violations.
You don't learn. He doesn't learn.
But the problem now is that he has a mask on. So the umpires and cameras can't see his mouth moving. He is, from what I have heard, what I have seen, when people are talking, even though they have a mask, you can't see their mouth, but you can see their eyes kind of squint, right here, like lip readers. They look at this type of stuff a lot for emotion. Like lip readers, they read the words, they look at the squint of their eyes for emotion or their hand gestures. He is more vocal than ever with the mask on. They have to give this guy a freaking clear mask because look, he got beaten anyway after having been up 2 sets.
Didn't Tsitsipas tell him to stop?
But look,
okay,
it's just a spoiled little daddy spoiling a spoiled little brat. A spoiled little brat got his ass whipped.
Justin Davis.
Que ora pasa?
You are telling me that you wouldn't coach your son. Are you telling me?
Yes, I would, and I've done it before. But what I'm saying, this isn't at the highest level. I've done it at a junior tournament.
You will do it if your son is playing at a high level. It's in you. You're the father. It's in you.
Can I ask you a question?
Serena's coach, who's not her father or anything, has done it with this.
But Serena got a warning point for it at the U.S. Open.
Well, they changed it. They've become a little bit lighter.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yeah,
objectively. Can I ask everyone out there a question? Everyone. And answer this objectively, okay? Mm-hmm. Answer this objectively. Mm-hmm. If Stefanos Tsitsipas was getting coached from the sidelines and Djokovic was getting coached from the sidelines, which one gets yelled at?
They both do.
Djokovic is the only one that gets yelled at.
Djokovic almost hit a cameraman, didn't get anything. He kicked a sign, didn't get anything.
This is like going to court for a traffic accident.
This is not the U.S.
Years ago.
This is not the U.S. They're in France. It's a little bit different.
Why do you got to beat around the bush for the truth? If Djokovic will always
gave him a fine.
Just like Serena
They
Williams.
gave him a fine.
Serena Williams and Djokovic always get their seat into the stage.
You didn't do your research because they fined Tsitsipas so many times for the same
But what I'm saying now is his dad is getting away with it even more because he's got a mask on. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't even know how you get away with it. You could see somebody moving. Duh.
That mask stuff.
What is he gonna coach him? What is he really gonna tell Tsitsipas to do against Djokovic?
Good point.
What?
Good
Come
point.
on. There's
Good
no
point.
advice in the world that
Good
you can
point.
give to beat someone that's number one in the world.
That's a good point.
Come on.
Issue is at bay. Court adjourned on that one. Tsitsipas, though, even though he was up 2-0, he forgot one key element. Djokovic is going to keep coming at you. He's going to keep coming at you. He's going to keep coming at you.
I think my students said that. It was 2 sets, and they're like, well, this is still not over.
Yeah, not over yet.
Oh, my God.
Not over yet.
Let's talk about the women. We've talked enough about.
All right. Okay. A couple things I want to finish this on. Okay. A couple things I have to finish this on. A shout out to the fitness level of Tsitsipas. Again, we said this yesterday or the day before yesterday or whatever in the preview of this. Djokovic is a different level of player of Tsitsipas. We said on the last show that I think it was me and you were beating me over the head with your fake sandal. I think I was saying I don't care if Djokovic is down 2 sets and a match point. I still think he wins.
Well, I thought
in essence, that's what hell happened.
I thought he would win anyways.
I told you.
You know what he said? That Djokovic has a weakness.
His overhead. For some reason, Djokovic tends to push his overhead. You know, he has a good serve. Wow. You know, good volley, good net game, good all-around game. But when he has the overhead looking at him, he tends to not finish it. Like, we have a lot of students, and sometimes I get really upset when they serve and they finish the server's motion, and it's like an L shape that just turns upside down. They don't, like, follow through and finish it. Djokovic tends to do that. Here's the overhead, and he just kind of flops the arm over. He doesn't go.
It's kind of shocking that he does
Kind of
that.
shocking. I would think, you know, if you wanted to beat Djokovic, that maybe every once in a while you could throw in the drop shot and then the back. And
Keep
then,
doing it.
Yeah, and then the lob.
Yeah.
Try that out. But the fitness of Tsitsipas, why is this important for players like Zverev, Felix Auger-Aliassime, Daniil Medvedev, and Rublev that's as skinny as a cat? Okay? Tsitsipas is visibly spending time in the gym. Okay? You can see it. Hugely so.
Dude is cut back here, man.
But Zverev, Felix Auger-Aliassime, Medvedev, and Rublev, all these guys better damn well take notice. Because soon there's going to be a next gen, and they're still going to be trying to figure out why they can't win matches. You're going to have to spend some time in the gym for all these linguine noodles out here. Zverev, Boney, Felix Auger needs to man up. Medvedev, get swole, get some net game, and get ready to get down.
I don't think that Medvedev will ever be swole. I think that's just his body type.
He better do something.
Yeah.
And then Rublev, he got hot this year, but I don't think we'll ever see another year like that out of Rublev. Ever, honestly.
All right.
Honestly. What are the biggest takeaways of the men's draw for this French Open? What is the most boneheaded thing you saw the entire tournament? Was it someone breaking a racket? Was it someone screeching? Was it someone taking a bathroom break? Or was it Roger Federer quitting prior to playing Berrettini? Come on, man.
That would have to be the worst for me.
Come on, dude. Come on.
That would have to be the worst for me.
Thumbs down,
Thumbs down on
man.
that one,
Thumbs
yeah.
down, bro. Anyway.
Musetti quitting too, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he said, I didn't think I was going to win another game. So he did the same thing.
Yeah, yes. Who said that?
Jose P.
Great job, Jose P. Exactly. I didn't write that one, but you're right. That's Musetti quitting and Federer quitting. Musetti said it was cramping, whatever, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I've seen Venus Williams cramping and hobble around for multiple games simply so she could shake hands at the net. So if Venus Williams can do it, Musetti, come on, get lost.
Yeah, Ryan said Roger quitting was terrible, total disrespectful to tennis. Elisa said, do you think tennis interest will go in the tank once the big three retire? Will there be enough interest in Medvedev and Tsitsipas? I think it will go down. Once the three and Serena are gone, tennis will take a big hit.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. David Vulic quitting was a move. Simone said,
yeah, he's right. He's right. He deserves to say what he wants to say. David Vulic
Alex
has been right
said
here for a long
Roger
time.
ran away like a
Let's go,
little
David
girl,
Vulic.
afraid he would get owned by Novak. I agree with you, Alex M.
Excellent.
All right, let's talk about the women.
Women's going to
Strikova, excellent job. Strikova.
What? Are you serious? Pavlyuchenkova and
No, I was thinking of Barbara.
She just busted out Strikova. No.
Well, someone said I didn't know her. I don't even know.
Krejcikova, as her first name is Barbara.
I was thinking of Barbara Strikova. Yeah.
Strikova. But yeah, okay. That tells you how much interest she put.
That was the worst thing I saw. Djokovic screaming after Berrettini.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And all his box can do is.
Fair enough. All right, let's talk about the women. Let's go.
Ooh, what was the name? Krejcikova and Pavlyuchenkova. Well, the best thing I heard was that she thanked Yana Novotná. I guess Yana Novotná used to be her coach. I didn't know that. And Yana Novotná, as we know, passed away from cancer. Not sure what type of cancer. I think Michael Walker said he had a bet with me. I think most of us picked that Iga was going to win this year's French Open. And out of nowhere, I don't think anyone had Krejcikova as the winner. Neither Pavlyuchenkova. Do you guys think we'll see any of these ladies do well at any other Grand Slam? Let's see. For a poor country like Syria. Okay, I'm not talking about politics. Golf breaking her racket. Okay, we must be way behind on the chat. Novotná had breast cancer. Very sad. She seemed like a sweet person. Alyssa, I remember Novotná for choking against Steffi Graf at Wimbledon when she should have won that match. And then I remember her coming back many years later. She was a lefty, I believe. And she won, finally, the Wimbledon that she should have won. David Vulic said, women's field, wide open, every major. Fionsky76 says, Barbora came out of nowhere. Simone says, I knew Krejcikova would win before tournament started.
Okay,
why did you pick her?
Sorry, I started to be away for a moment. But someone said Barbora came out of nowhere. Barbara's won like 6 majors or 4 majors in doubles.
In singles.
Yeah. Yes. No, okay, misunderstood. I thought as a player. I came in and I heard Barbara came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
She's been on tour a very long time.
I felt like when I watched her play against Coco Gauff, if you go back in the videos, I just felt like it was her destiny. I kept saying, this girl's not missing. I just feel like this is her tournament. So that's why when Michael Walker made that bet with me, I took it because I said, no way. And they won doubles. She won doubles with Sienakova, 6-4, 6-3 against Bethany Maddox-Sands and Iga. We went back, watched this match recorded. We were able to fast forward through the commercial, so it was relatively fast. By the way, I get it was 3 sets, but if you look at the time clock behind this match, Pavlyuchenkova and Krejcikova, they were done with the first 2 sets and not very long, over an hour. It was like an hour and 20 minutes. Anyway, long story short is by the time we had watched this match, we had already seen like 10 comments from various people. But I love B-Dog's comment the best. I don't want to call him out for this, but he's truthful. He made a comment something on the lines of, this was the worst women's final since Panetta and Vinci, since the U.S. Open that Serena lost to Vinci, right? I agree with him.
I agree with him on that. It was tough to watch.
It was really tough. I had a hard time watching this. It was just like...
Yeah, it was tough to watch.
I was like, man, this is just not exciting.
And, there was a decisive first set, and then an equally kind of a lethargical or kind of like, not very energetic second set, even though the score was lopsided. And then we got a third set. Usually I'm more excited about the women's side, and I don't want to have people mad at me because, again, the biggest part of this show outside of all of you and family is trying to make sure that we give equal side, women's side, men's side, equal respect. And it's been women's side I think, more lively the past few majors until this one. This one
took us out.
This one was rough because of Osaka and Odriescu, and it was.
I remember they tried to talk to Osaka before she even quit. They tried to tell her the only reason we gave her $15,000 fine was because we just trying to tell her, please don't do this. So they were being nice.
Yeah.
Is Osaka gonna play Wimbledon? I don't know. Don't really care.
I'm sure she will.
Don't care.
That would be a stupid mistake. Look. If she needs to for her own personal mental health, then absolutely do it. I think if she sometimes when Osaka speaks, she shoots from the hip. She says things off script that surely her publicist didn't tell her to say, and then she might have to go back and play out the results. But let's say she really just was kind of uptight about something off the court and said, I didn't want to speak to the media, and then she said, I get all this social anxiety, and then realized that, now maybe something that wasn't so serious now is medical, and now it's really serious. Maybe she has to play it out for a tournament.
She should.
But if she does play it, I do think she can win it. I think if Osaka plays it, she'll win it.
I've lost respect for her. George Relic says, can anybody compare this tennis with Steffi Graf, Sabatini, Navratilova, Seles, Williams?
dark ages for women's tennis.
No.
I agree with you.
Agreed totally.
It's so
100%.
God, I wish I was
Don't
that.
forget about
I wish I
Justin.
was that age.
Don't-
Their age. I wish I was in my 20s right now.
Did
playing
he
this
forget
world.
about Justine Henin on that list?
Justin Henry was awesome. Elsie
Yeah,
Hoffa
that-
said, I thought the lukewarm applause that Barbara Krejcikova, when she won the final, was pretty shameful. The fans in the stadium were not enthusiastic.
Agreed. It's a good comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, this is the first major in 3 years where I haven't been equally or more excited about the women's final than this one.
I'll put it to you. I'll be honest with you guys. I couldn't watch it live because we were teaching, so we recorded. Man, did I struggle. I struggled so much. I haven't struggled like that in a long time. Usually Annie Murray I struggle with, but that was tough. Yeah, I didn't even watch Nadal and Schwartzman, to be honest with you. I struggle with.
I don't want to be kind of pessimistic here, but I kind of felt like after Osaka had won and then pulled out, I felt like that drained the whole tub on the tournament. I felt like Osaka was the plug. She won, and then all of a sudden she pulls out. I felt like it was like a tub. You fill it up with water, you pull the plug out, and everything just starts spiraling out. Mm-hmm. I felt like, I'm not blaming her for the lackluster tournament, but I felt like she gave everybody an excuse to fight a little bit less. And what we got is that final.
And I thought Serena lost another opportunity.
Serena's not going to get to 24.
She's
not going to get it at Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. Look, someone like Krejcikova beat her at Wimbledon too.
Then Kvitova, with the whole thing that she got hurt because of it just ruined the tournament.
Kvitova's not going to win another major either. Mm-hmm. She's just not.
Was Osaka raised in Japanese culture? Yes.
The current Kvitova is Sabalenka. Kvitova is another big hitting serve plus one type player. Sabalenka is the same type player but younger. So Sabalenka, I think, has a better shot at winning Wimbledon than Kvitova.
David Vulic, Osaka needs to snap out of it and stop being so spoiled. We all deal with nervousness, frustrations, etc. Build a bridge and get over it. Hire a mental health coach.
It's always great to hear from you, bro. David has been here for a long time and never scared to say how he feels ever. Mm-hmm. All right. Guys, that's it. Don't forget.
Thank you to all of you guys. There's so many names.
Go for it.
So many.
While she's getting her list out, don't forget that Wimbledon preparation for this channel. I don't know how other channels do it. And they start looking at the little tournaments going on. We'll touch on that. We will do a show about every 3 days until Wimbledon starts. Every 2 or 3 days. Sometimes we'll get a wild hair and it'll rain and we'll do one every day. Mm-hmm. But most of the time, in between majors, we do a show about what? Every 3 days or so? Mm-hmm. Every 4 days. But as the major leads up, we start doing daily shows for the fantasy teams, which 2 winners win $50 a piece. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you rules here. There's a whole other video we just did yesterday for that. But Wimbledon preparation starts now. When I hit stop on that, Wimbledon preparation starts now. If you want to compete for the prizes, there is a playlist. Wimbledon 2021 $250 cash giveaway and fantasy team competitions. Click on it. There's only one video on that playlist as of now. More will follow suit. There are the rules. There is where you will submit your teams and any questions that you may have. Okay? Don't forget, for 3 years we've done this. I get tired of reminding people. I love you. I'm just saying.
All right, let me write the names before you bore everybody.
Let's go.
All right, thank you, Ryan Mason, Gene Schwartz, who wasn't on tonight, for helping out. Wildlife, Alex Kuyar, B-Dog, Wayne Chia, David Bulich, Kevin and Jackie Gunn, Milan, Ethan, Isa, Ugani, Krog Jill, Flock 83, Fionsky 77, 76, Jim Churchill, Ying Hao Hoor, Novak Djokovic tennis fan. I know my tennis, obviously. I'm more Joker, Flo, Mansi, Phil Percy, Furkill 1377, Alyssa, Michael Gudman, Simon Simonovich, Dushan, Georgia, Chris Aviation, Olabimpe, Mihailo Dedzivil, Kenneth Shaw, Freelancer, Johansa, Canadian Tennis, Football Tennis, Yolasyabi, 23 Fames, David Rains, Brandon, Coletti, Debbie Bales, sorry, so many names. First 9, Jose P, Jesus Cruz Caba, Nomini, Jack Nolte, Penka, Sister the Queen, Bojan, Mark B, Adobe, Flora More Open, Matt Kane, Velchko, Sinisa, Ellis Fire, Bozidar, this guy 1,000. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But those are the ones that always make comments.
There's a ton of you, and the most of those, and this is just a reminder that
Those are the ones that were always making comments.
whether here on YouTube, number one, because that's how this started, and the number two, in the realm of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all those links are right here, or just ask us, and we'll give them to you. All right, Wimbledon preparation and shows start the next time we do one, so
All right.
be ready.
All right, guys,
All
take
right,
care.
see ya.
And congrats to the Novak fans.
Vamos.